What's up, Zox fam? We're back with some more Etheria Restart. Now, I'm actually pretty excited because we have some more characters being teased, but it's so much more than just the characters being teased. This is giving us a lot of insight on the rarities of what characters are going to be, their factions, a couple of different key points and personality. But most importantly for you, if you end up finding that you have a favorite character, they might be a lot more accessible than you might think, right? So we're gonna go ahead and dive into it. There's a couple of different things that they've teased, even down to just kind of trying to give us a better understanding of what the virus is, which is kind of like setting the tone for the setting of the game, right? But first things first, we actually have Doki being teased here. Now, Doki is a 5-star character in the game. And so that's something that's actually really good to know, because that means that, yeah, you're gonna have to pull for her and she's gonna be in the, the much lower drop ratio. So this is the picture that they're teasing for. She is a part of the Doki 2 faction, which is her own faction. She's a artificial intelligence that was made, basically from that boss. So they do have like correlating or supporting lore that kind of goes into how that, boss ended up becoming essentially Doki, or a playable character. So yeah, really cool stuff. But they of course have a much more spread variation of the the character design, which kind of shows like the I guess I don't know if those are like hover jet packs or whatever, but whatever they are, I know that they give her some sort of ability or power, which is really cool, right? So her design overall is super nice, and like I said, for her to have going from just being just a straight up boss character to then being a playable character, this is something that I feel like they did extremely well. Character seems unique. I feel like she brings her own aesthetic to the game, which is really nice to see, right? Now, of course, with that, they give us a couple of different personality things with and just kind of some information. So with that, they also say her voice line. So for your sake, for the sake of your efforts to please me, I will allow you to make a request to me. So one of the interesting things that I found that they are like mentioning about Doki is that she actually considers a lot of things or people underneath her. So that kind of makes her her voice line make more sense, right? So it says for report 1, the current administrator of the Mirage Kaiken is a shell of the artificial intelligence life form Doki, which is created by the Mirage group, and the mental personality is from the RCS's 13th executioner Lintier. Right, so we don't know who Lintier is, but this is another character that we're probably going to end up coming across that's going to give us a little bit more of an idea of like, is this like another like person sharing or using a body just as his host, so different mind versus like the body, or versus the body, etc. Right. Now going into report 2, it says because of the implementation of Lintier's personality data, Doki also inherited Lintier's self-willed personality, which has many similarities with Lintier. So of course there's this heavy reference to this character, and we have not had this character brought up, mentioned at all. I don't even know if there's a playable character named that yet in the game. So again, another potential character that we might be seeing. Now it says report 3, once you have your own decisions, you don't listen to the opinions of others. This arrogant thinking made her always look down on others, which became her greatest weakness. So of course, like I said, that just kind of all ties back into that original like line, and just kind of like how she's kind of talking to you, I guess, is who I'm assuming she's talking to. But yeah, nonetheless, that's really good information, right? Like, so we kind of get this arrogance from this character, which I wasn't really getting that vibe initially, but I guess that kind of makes sense for a boss character, right? Like that just makes a lot of sense. Now, the next character that's being teased is one of the newer characters, and probably one of the ones that, like I said, made me think of like, Fate Stay Night with the Unlimited Blade Works, etc. is Dinah. So Dinah is actually an SR unit, and it's crazy because one thing I actually noticed about this game is they make some really sick looking SR units. Like they're not just like, your typical like run on the mill, just, hey, this is a unit. They do, they might have an exceptional kit, but they don't look that great. No, the epics or the SRs in this game look super sick. So this is her character art. Of course, they have a more like, thought out, like kind of spread with the energy crystal, blood crystals, and the blood swords. And she's kind of like flinging them or about to fling them at everybody or whoever she's flinging them at. So she's just kind of insane, dude. So yeah, character design, 10 out of 10. Like, this is so sick. She looks so freaking cool. And she also kind of gives me like some like Vampire Knight vibes. Like, yeah, it's a lot of different things that I'm getting from this character. So she's really, really cool. But she is from the Hydra Bank faction. So that's actually something that is pretty interesting, because a couple of characters I think from that, I think the other Blood Crystal dude is also from that faction as well. Now she goes to say, hello, I'm Dinah, and this is my business card. If you need it, I can do a detailed risk assessment of your assets. So report 1, it says loyalty, responsibility, neatness, vigor, and resoluteness. No matter how difficult the problem, it can be solved. So kind of giving us a little bit of a hero syndrome here. It says report 2, being too strict with oneself and being too strict with others is in stark contrast to Kraken, who is also a manager. And then it says for report 3, her overly serious appearance and serious attitude will always make others think that she is a cold-faced beauty who does not understand the amorous feelings. So I guess she's kind of, and for lack of better words, she's just kind of like a hard ass, essentially. She's just really, tough. She gets things done. And so I honestly feel like she's going to probably have a really cool tie-in into the story, where they'll probably do hopefully some character development where she kind of opens up a little bit more. And we might see her cry, or she might make us cry. Who knows? Like, I don't know. But either way, she looks really, really freaking sick. Now, the last thing I want to share with you guys for the last portion of the news is that, of course, they're sharing some other posts about the virus, right? So the thing about the virus, which is pretty interesting, is this is like kind of setting the tone for the game. Now, it says this is a researcher's note, source virus. So the source virus is a special kind of virus that is essentially a negative emotional fusion shared by humans and heterosexuals born from the spirit force field. With the presence of the force field, the source virus infiltrates everything that exists in the force field in the form of waves. When combined with the original, it gradually transforms into a physical body, appearing in large quantities, presents oil-like black melt. So that's where we kind of see, like, I'm assuming this is what it's referring to, like these like virus-oriented like enemies that we're going to be fighting. Now, it also goes to say that the source virus is the biggest threat in ether. Human beings, outliers, data, force fields will be eroded and altered by source virus. So this is just, again, like I said, it's setting the tone for what these are and what they do. And they basically are just there to destroy everything. And as we progressively get through the game, I'm going to assume that there's going to be higher or stronger variants or variations of these characters. And it's just kind of cool. Like, I think, like, kind of diving a little bit more into why or what exactly is happening is just going to make you like certain characters that much more as they come along. So yeah, I'm actually pretty hyped for a lot of the things that they're showcasing. Is kind of like, again, it's setting the tone for Etheria Restart. So it's not just some game that you're just playing that's, this turn-based with characters, but you're actually getting a little bit of lore. And that was like one of the things that I really liked about like Dislike, for example, was initially, well, before they changed the story completely, but you kind of had this whole thing like, Gaius and, the Hyde and, like Pritzker and Emblet, like all those characters, you just kind of had so much lore. It made you want to know more with the next character that came out. So again, guys, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. We are inching closer and closer and closer to the last CBT that's going to be happening. So I can't wait to actually get into some gameplay. We are going to be streaming that. So that should be a blast, man. Let me know what you guys are, feeling as far as like the character designs. Which one would you pick out of the two, if any? But yeah, guys, that's going to be that. Everyone, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.